Dear students, welcome to this video lecture on automatic generation control, which is part of your module number 2 of your syllabus. In this lecture, we are going to discuss introduction, basic generation control loops and commonly used terms in AGC. First, let us start with the introduction. If we take the example of any electrical power system, there are two parameters which are very important for the stable operation of power system. Those are nothing but voltage and the system frequency. So now these two parameters, if we maintain them in an acceptable limit, then we can ensure that we have a stable operation of power system. So now the reason for change in the system voltage and system frequency is the dynamic nature of the load. As the load is being dynamic, the frequency as well as the magnitude of voltage continuously keep on changing. The reason for change in voltage is there is sudden increase in the load or sudden reduction in the load. It affects on the voltage magnitude. If we find sudden increase in the load, we will feel the problem of lack in voltage or the voltage level gets reduces. And if there is sudden fall in the load, in that case we find the increased voltages. So now the reason for change in the frequency is imbalance between the present load requirement and generation. So if the load requirement is matched by the generated power, in that case we will be able to maintain the frequency. But if the load requirement varies, and if the load requirement is not matching with the generated power, in that case we feel the problem of change in the frequency. So the load on the system being dynamic, the voltage and frequency continuously change. So these deviations must be detected in real time, and the automatic control system should initiate control action to counter these deviations and bring the system back quickly to its original state. So that is the main role of AGC, automatic generation control. Now here we are going to discuss about the basic generation control loops. So the generators are equipped with two major control loops, and those loops are, first one is automatic voltage regulator and second loop is automatic load frequency control. So what these two loops are meant for? The first loop is automatic voltage regulator. Means in order to keep the system frequency stable, so every generator will be equipped with this particular loop called as a automatic voltage regulator. Then second one is, in order to keep the system frequency to the nominal value, every generator is equipped with automatic load frequency control loop. So now what are these two loops, or which all various components will be there in this loop, that we can see in the further block diagram. So this diagram shows here the control loops of a generator, or we can call the basic control loops of generator. So as listed in the earlier slide, AVR, automatic voltage regulator, and ALFC, automatic load frequency control, these are the two main loops. So first let us start with AVR. So AVR is automatic voltage regulator. So now its function is to regulate the value of system voltage. So let us see how this loop is able to control the magnitude of system voltage. So we can see that here V reference is the nominal value of the voltage. Nominal value in the sense, the value of voltage which must be maintained in the power system throughout its operation, or we can also call it as a rated voltage. So that value we are giving as a V reference to this comparator. To the comparator, one more input is from the bus. So at a bus where this load is connected, from this bus we are going to note down the voltage at this bus in actual condition. So this voltage we are going to note down with the help of PT, potential transformer, and then it is rectified and filtered, and then its DC value in terms of Vt we are feeding to the comparator. So now what comparator does, it checks whether this Vt, the actual voltage, is equal to the reference voltage or not. Okay, so if there is any variation in these two values, the voltage error is generated. So that error will get amplified using this amplifier. Then we are going to give that to the exciter. Okay, so now what is exciter? It is nothing but the field winding of generator. So now the exciter's input or current flowing through the exciter will be varied depending upon what is our error. So suppose for example this Vt is less than V reference. In that case we will find negative error. Okay, that means the voltage need to be boosted. Okay, and how can we obtain that boost in voltages? By increasing the field current flowing through exciter. If field current flowing through exciter increases, flux produced by exciter will increase, and if flux produced by exciter increases, the EMF induced in generator is directly proportional to d phi by dt. Therefore, if the flux increases, the induced EMF also increases here, and that extra induced EMF now through the transformer we are feeding to this bus where we were filling the problem of deficient voltage. So like this, okay, in this particular loop, okay, so this part we are calling as AVR, automatic voltage regulator. So this automatic voltage regulator, okay, will regulate the magnitude of voltage in the system. Okay, and every generator in our power system will be equipped with this particular AVR loop. Now coming to the second basic control loop, that is called as ALFC, automatic load frequency control. So now for automatic load frequency control, okay, we have two loops. One is the primary ALFC, another is secondary ALFC. Let us see what primary ALFC consists of. So now in primary ALFC we can see the speed governor, hydraulic amplifier, only two main components we can see. So to the speed governor, what is the input given? It is delta P reference, means change in the power's reference value. Okay, so this is the input given to the governor. So from which the governor will come to know whether the input to the turbine need to be increased or reduced. Okay, so mainly why we are talking about increase in the input to the turbine here is in automatic load frequency control we are going to maintain the stable frequency in our power system. And what is the cause of variation in frequency? Variation in the frequency caused by unbalance between the load requirement and actual power generated by generator. So therefore we are going to match these two. So suppose for example suddenly the load increases. In that case what happens is power generated by generator, okay, will be less and the load requirement will be more. In that case we will face the problem of frequency deviation. So in order to match that, suppose now we need to generate more to fulfill the increased load requirement, and for generating more, what we should do, if I want more output from this generator, input to the generator must also be more. And what is the input to the generator? It is coming from the turbine. Okay, so therefore this turbine which is giving input to generator, that we are controlling, okay, using this speed governor. So now what we will do here is, suppose to this turbine the input may be in the form of steam if it is a thermal power plant, and it will be in the form of water if it is a hydropower plant. So now if we are feeling the problem of deficient output of generator, in that case we will inject more steam or more water using these control valves or gate. So now what will happen? This turbine power, okay, whatever power we are giving as an input to the turbine, that will increase, and as its result it will generate more mechanical output, and that mechanical output in turn we are feeding to the generator. If more mechanical input is given to the generator, its electrical output will also be more, and in this case we will be able to match the increased load demand with the increased generated power, and we can overcome the problem of variation or deviation in the frequency. So this is what we can see in primary ALFC. Now let us see what is this secondary ALFC. Okay, so in secondary ALFC, okay, you can see that it is from this tie line power up to this hydraulic amplifier block. Okay, we have shown this part as a secondary ALFC. There are some more additional blocks here. So this tie line power is nothing but power exchange taking place in between the two adjacent areas. Okay, and if there is variation in that also we are going to take as a feedback. So this change in the tie line flow, that we are giving to signal amplifier, and here one more input to this signal amplifier plus mixer is area control error. So this area control error will be in terms of the frequency deviation as well as the power. Okay, so it will be in terms of megawatt inverse, and from this end, from where we are feeding the power to the load, from that end we are taking the actual frequency with the help of frequency sensor. So this frequency sensor, okay, will be in turn calculating this, taking the input from frequency sensor, we can calculate the area control error. So area control error is inclusive of variation or deviation in the power plus deviation in frequency both. Then this area control error plus this tie line power both are fed to this signal amplifier or mixer, and then integrating them we are giving the input to the block called as speed changer. So now this speed changer will decide how much of variation we want in the delta P reference, how much of power is deficient, and by calculating that, okay, we can give this input to the speed governor system, and further this function of speed governor and this control valve just now we discussed. Okay, so this primary ALFC is like the coarse adjustment and the secondary ALFC is like a fine adjustment. So using both primary ALFC as well as secondary ALFC, okay, we can just have a control over system's frequency. Okay, and we can maintain the system frequency to the nominal value, or even though there is change in frequency, we can just bring it back to its nominal value by making the necessary adjustment in primary ALFC loop as well as in secondary ALFC loop. So every generator in our power system will be consisting of these two control loops called as AVR and ALFC. And using these two loops, one can have a control over the system voltage and system frequency, and we can ensure the reliable power system's operation.